Greetings from South Mountain, Arizona. This is Julian here with PTSD Awareness Challenge Day 25. And I'm here to talk to you about, or give you a brief statement about this, The Presence Process by Michael Brown. Oh man, I don't even know where to begin. But this book there's 10 sessions, and each session has an activating statement like a mantra. Also has work that you do. You meditate for two 15-minute sessions, a lot like transcendental meditation, which is 20 minutes twice a day. This is 15 minutes twice a day. And Michael Brown gives you the type of conscious breathing technique that he wants you to work on. But the book is full of every sentence has like a word that you can live by. My spiritual path or journey has been enhanced and increased by this book, if that says anything to you. And I read all the time. I'm always reading a book. This has changed my life. Here's something that might blow your mind. One of the exercises that Michael Brown mentions is the bus stop conversation. Have you heard this? The bus stop conversation goes like this. When souls are preparing to incarnate into human beings, it is believed that they're standing, let's say, by a bus stop, and all souls are standing there, and the soul picks the type of life that they're going to incarnate into, the experiences that will unfold, how they're going to die, the whole bit. They're there to learn a specific lesson. So let's just say that your soul says, I want a level 10 unconditional love experience. I want unconditional love, the experience. And the other souls mention to you, well, what has somebody got to do where, that unconditional love is really going to shine forth? And the soul says, I have no idea, but I'm ready for the challenge. I might need some help. And the other souls agreeing to help that soul experience a level 10 of unconditional love. So what that means to me is this. Every single time that something doesn't go your way, what if you looked at it as this was something that was predetermined by you? You asked for it. If an argument starts to ensue, this is something that you asked for way, way before any of this ever occurred. So it's techniques like that that'll change your life, or they'll slightly shift your perspective. One of the other ones I'll give you is a code that I have. It's all about the codes and the acronyms that comes from my military experience. And it's, I think it's DGFC. So this is when something is happening to you. So you're in the moment, there's been a trigger. I don't say trigger, I say negative emotional charges. Let's say that you have one. Instead of getting upset at that person, what you do is, the D is don't shoot the messenger. The G, DGFC. The G is get the message. Don't shoot the messenger, get the message. Feel it to heal it, and then compassion, or come pass on. You allow that feeling to go right through you, as if you're transparent, as if you're porous, as if it's like a cloud that's just going right by. You don't hang on to anything. Nothing hits you anymore. It just goes through. So the next time that you find yourself or somebody doing something, it's not about them. It's about the weather report inside. So stop, take a breath, no reaction whatsoever. They're big about that in the presence process. No reaction. You have to think about the consequence that this is going to have down the line. 10 minutes from now, 1 week from now, 1 year from now. You're always living for what is the future consequence of this action. Not in the moment right now, because that's the ego talking. If you're looking at the future and what's going to happen, then that's totally different. That's where we want to move to. Move away from the ego and move towards the self. So I'm hoping that these 25 days were helpful for you in your own life. And you know if you're having difficulties. And I'm hoping that this might shed some light on it, or that it'll that it'll cause and effect, to maybe do some research on your own, to look at some of these principles or practices. that I've mentioned so far. One of the biggest ones that I'll leave you with is meditation. Meditating twice a day or once a day is so important. It helps to, again, separate the distance between the match and the fuse, or it helps me also to live, that gap, the world and me. The world's out here, I'm right here. That gap, we're always trying to close that gap, not to widen it. That means having empathy. It means having unconditional love. It means having to be sitting in the seat of the observer, not necessarily the person that's, pointing or directing type deal. So this shift occurs slowly and it occurs, over time. But I know that this is my journey, so I've learned an awful lot. Blessings to all of you and your families. Have a great week coming up, and I will see you on the electronic highway. Cheers.